Hey y'all, Toad here on a chilly, beautiful, sunny Thursday morning. Yes, it's Thanksgiving Day today, and well, we're getting towards the end of the season here, and what you're looking at, there's the little hive that's the one that was done with the cutout. Toad's first cutout. I'll put a link down there so you can check out that video. And then over here we've got the other two, and as you can see, we've started feeding. I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, pretty much the last of the flowering plants around here were done, so we started feeding. And we noticed some, it's kind of interesting, out of all the hives, this is kind of the medium one. It got decent production, even though it was this hive was created by a split of this hive. Again, those videos are out there. Just go to the beekeeping section of the YouTube page and you can see all that. And this one, you know, I think we took about 4 or 5 gallons out of it. We had 2 harvests so far. This one here, the original hive, just smoked. We took a lot of honey out of there. As you can see, it's got, you know, these two have 2 honey supers on them. It just smoked. And in fact, there's honey in all 4 of these that probably sometime next week we'll go ahead and take them off. They have excluders on them, of course, so, and then it'll go down to just the brood for the winter. But here, you check it out. These were filled yesterday, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see that jar. These are quart mason jars. That one's down about 1 inch. This one's down about 3/4 of an inch. And this is the most populous hive by far. That's a very strong hive. This one's kind of medium, fine, you know, no problems. But this one over here was always struggling. Just always struggling. We had to re-queen it. When we did the cutout, we never did get the queen, so we had to re-queen it. And then my buddy Dirt Rooster brought over a couple of frames full of brood to help keep it going, and it just never really started to go. But look at the jar. Trying not to get my shadow in it. It's morning time. Look at that. That jar is 3/4 empty, so these girls have been chewing up a storm. I mean, it was so much, I thought it was leaking. But it's not. We picked the jar off, and it is just covered with bees inside. So the girls are just having a blast, man. I mean, just maybe they was hungry. Maybe they're not very good hunters. I don't know. But I was actually worried I was going to lose this hive. I had a friend lose a hive already this year, and I was afraid this one was going to follow suit. But hey, you know, I've got some I got some good feelings about it again. Maybe we'll get it done. But what we're waiting for now is one good sunny day, starting sometime next week. We're right in the middle of the holiday season. Matter of fact, this is Thanksgiving Day. So regardless of whatever time you watch this video, hey, happy Thanksgiving from 2014. So what we're going to end up doing is taking these 2 off, process what's there, store it, run it down, and then this hive is going to get moved over onto this rack, because this is where we permanently want them, and that hive right there is going to get moved to another location. But that's where we are. And yeah, right there, that's a Chevrolet 350 motor we just took out of a car, and it's going to be messed with later. Another bunch of videos, who knows. But just wanted to give you all a little quick update, and of course I'll bring the video camera out when it comes time to take all these apart and get everything moved. But just wanted to give you a quick update of what it looks like around here when we move from the girls foraging for themselves to us feeding them. We do obviously use the front of the hive feeders, and that's worked for us so far. This will be our 2nd year. This one, you can actually see the little stains where the feeder was last year. and it was that homemade feeder I had in there last year. These are store-bought. We had, yeah, in case somebody was curious about how we did financially with this, we got enough honey. I have 7 cases of mead made and in my pantry. I've got another case that's bubbling right now. God, we must have gotten 10, 12, 13 gallons of honey and all the bread making associated with that. And about 25 pounds, about 18 pounds of regular honey, wax, and about 6 pounds of cappings wax, which is actually pretty cool. We're really happy with that, and we were able to sell a bunch of the honey. Here's the important part. We were able to sell a bunch of the honey, and the honey sales paid for about half of the gear you see here. We bought 4 honey supers, plus the frames and all that, plus these 2, and that paid for it. So while it isn't perfectly revenue neutral yet, especially because I had to buy tools and I had to buy the inspection jacket I use. We didn't quite get revenue neutral in our first year, but if our second year is anything like our first, keep in mind that was mostly production off of this hive, then this one's second. Just 2 in one kind of week of the 2 because it was a new hive. I anticipate we will be revenue neutral plus next year. Next year's sales of honey should pay for everything we've bought thus far, and maybe we'll be able to get into yet another hive. So far so good. The project's working real good. We're real happy. We've learned a lot. And again, I want to thank 638 Dirt Rooster, because without him, I just wouldn't have been able to do this. He's been a great friend and a great help. So go over there and sub him if you want some fun bee stuff, and it's a real nice guy. So anyway, I'm out of here. Fair winds. See y'all next time around.